Hello guys, I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you enjoyed that little montage I put together. I had a lot of stuff that I needed to get done around here, and I just decided, instead of just doing it all off camera, why not make a quick montage out of it? So that's what I came up with. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got a lot of stuff done doing that actually. It was really helpful just to get some stuff done. And I'll show some stuff off. First of all, in the clip, starting in order, you saw me just working with some of my pumpkins, and I restocked the pumpkin farm. I actually stocked it up more than I have in the past, so that's actually doing really well right now. No new sales, which is kind of upsetting, but I've got some plans for that in the future. Not today, but in the future, yeah, I've got more plans for the pumpkin farm. The other thing I did right after that was I dug out another one of these sections. I've decided I'm going to do one of these sections per video now so that I keep this thing rolling and I don't lose momentum on it. And hopefully doing that we'll be able to get it to a point where this thing is where I want it, because I'm just kind of afraid that if I get burnt out on these, I'm just going to stop and this is never going to get finished. But the next thing I did after that is I worked on these sections here with the railings and all that stuff. I continued it on from where I was, so over there, and I continued it under down here. I still haven't done the fine details with stuff like the andesite blocks and the cracked stone bricks and all that, but I'm getting all this stuff blocked out, and you might be able to see I still have the plain stone there, so I haven't changed that out yet. Seeing it now, I'm actually thinking I might want to make that a different block entirely from the stone brick, just to make it pop a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking maybe polished diorite, actually. But I'll probably mess with that stuff off camera. And you saw I rebuilt this door. I really wasn't happy with the way the arch kind of turned out before. So what I did was I tore it down, and instead of having a separate arch in here, what I did was I finished another row of these railings on the bottom. It might be hard to see, but right there, that's actually the same railing as what we've got here and up there. So now it's just a much tighter opening right there. So instead of having openings like these or these, it's just really tight opening. And then it cut off right about there. So what that gave me space to do is just fill this in. So instead of having an archway, I just sort of blocked out a door, and then I put some detail in, made some weird shapes. I kind of wound up with like this weird sort of gourd shape, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't going for anything in particular, but that's what I wound up with, and I kind of like it. I like it a lot more than what I did have there. Obviously, that's why I redid it. I also went to the Nether, and I got quite a bit of stuff. We are planning on resetting the Nether for the next update, so I decided I would go in and just strip out a lot of materials. I'm not concerned about the Nether looking bad anymore at this point. Normally I would be a little hesitant to grab some of the glowstone or the quartz or stuff around spawn just to keep the place looking a little nicer. I mean, it's kind of already trashed as it is, but hopefully with the next update that doesn't happen. I got 2 shulker boxes full of items. So you see whole bunch of nether quartz, ton of glowstone, soul sand, and magma blocks. So I am plenty stocked up now. I mean, this is what I had from the nether before. A bunch of netherrack, because you always wind up with tons of netherrack for some reason. Probably just because it's everywhere. But now, I've got plenty of other materials to work with, and hopefully I won't run out anytime soon on that. So now I've got over a double chest of nether items now. I won't need to go back for a while now, hopefully. I actually renamed one of these backpack. I really only need one of these on me, but having two will be helpful in the future. Anyways, getting on to the plan for today. I've been doing some building with the mines in here recently, and I actually want to continue that trend right now. Now, the only real issue I've been having recently is just getting in and out of this place. You can see it takes forever getting up and down this ladder. Well, not getting down because I got that drop down there. But that is my main concern right now. This house up here that I've been using, just up here up this spiral staircase, I don't want to use as my entrance forever. It's actually nighttime right now. But I don't want this to be the entrance forever. I eventually, actually pretty soon, I'm gonna turn this into like a sort of caretaker's house or like a farmer shack or something. And I'll explain that in just a second. So the reason I want to turn that little kind of shack up there into like a farmer's house of sorts is because this is going to become the main entrance. I'm going to build this up, and I need to start by opening up this room, but heading back outside real quick. I know this is gonna get annoying just jumping back and forth. Just heading real quick back out here. Uh, the problem I have is that spot underground pops up right around this area right here. And as you can see, that's going to cause some issues. At least this place is already pre-cleared. I've got a lot of area here open. I'm actually probably going to need to clear out a little bit of this, some of this. It depends on how big I go with the entrance. I'm not planning on making it crazy big, but I do want it to be a lot bigger than this. And the reason I'm going to turn this into a farmer shack of some sort is because all of this land in here is going to become farmland. I'm probably going to just do everything in here as farmland. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the animals. I might need to move the dogs somewhere else entirely, the llamas, the horse. I don't know right now. All the animals might move over there actually. But this is the big plan for today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a water elevator, or I'm going to make a water elevator, and I'm going to send it up through this entrance over here, and then to get from this door over here to the level right down here, because it's not all that far, I'm not going to do another water elevator or water drop. What I'm going to do is from up here, I'm just going to find a spot. I'm not sure where yet, but I'm just going to do staircases. Just the occasional staircase. I'm going to do it all up to look nice. And then going the next level down would be down here. I am going to do another water elevator and water drop. So we're going to go from the surface to the room that's right in there that you can't see from here. It's, let me see if I can get a good view of it right there. So surface down to that space right in there. And then from there, all the way down to here. Although now that I'm looking at it, that lines right up with my storage room. So this is probably going to be problematic right away. But I think that's my best bet. What I might do is I might just push it back a little farther and have them drop me into this area right here. That's probably going to be my best bet. So I'm going to get started cleaning up that room right there, and then I'm going to get an idea of the size of everything. I'm going to get some coordinates put together, and I am going to start actually building the stuff. And hopefully by the end of the episode we'll have the water elevators done, and I'll have that building outside blocked out for where I'm going to build it. So with all that said, I'll get started clearing out this room. Alright, so I've got the general room blocked out, and I ran into a problem here. I forgot that this ravine was right here. So I'm gonna have to build out into the ravine. And I might need to do some lighting up too, because I keep getting mobs spawning in here, and that might be a problem. So as far as building this room out is concerned, I'm not really sure what I want to do just yet. I know I don't want it to be exactly the same style as everything else around here. I want to change it up a little bit. Now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to get the coordinates downstairs, because that's going to be the most important part of this. I should be on negative 1514, which I am, but I'm on negative 722. So let me run downstairs real quick and check the coordinates down there to see if that works or if I need to go back even farther. So standing right at the back of my storage room, I'm actually at negative 720. So if I go back to 722, that would be right there. Let me make sure that's my silk touch, and it is. So yeah, I would come down right here, and if I do a normal, or if I, not a normal, if I do it spaced out to this size, I'll have a down and an up on either of these sides, so this should work out just fine. All these rows right here are just my my branch mine. This is where I used to do all my mining. It figures it's right where all of this broke out into. So you can see more of it over there and all over the place. Well, I guess I'm gonna need to break these barrels all out. And if I'm gonna be putting some drop spots here and here, I might just put a couple more chests in along that row. We'll see how this goes. I need some extra chests. Barrels work too. Hey, I didn't expect that. I'll take it though. Okay, so I got the back here cleaned up, and I've got an opening here at Z negative 1515 and Z negative 1513. So that should make things pretty easy to figure out up top. Unfortunately, I've got all these barrels here now that I need to do something with, but I think I'm gonna just leave them there for now because I'm lazy, and I'm just gonna get to building these things. So I put down some water here so that I can just go from up there and dig straight down, and hopefully I will just land right in these. Alright, so I got this stuff mostly set up at this point, and just before I finished things up, I wanted to show it off. I moved the infinite water source back because I realized I wanted to do the drop tube a little bit different. What I did was I just have a hole just falling until it reaches this one water source right here that's being held up by a sign. So what that's going to do is that's going to stop all of our momentum, but I noticed we were still a little bit too far up to not take any fall damage. So I just put down a little slime block right here. I might mess around with putting carpet or something on top of it. I don't know if that'll stop the effect of the slime block, so that's why I just need to mess around with it. And I decided to use spruce trapdoors and a spruce door to hide our up elevator. So all I did here was I put a water stream at the very top of this thing, and then I filled it up with this kelp. And as far as I'm aware, if this is right, the kelp should replace all of the falling water the falling water blocks with source blocks. So this should eliminate the need for me to just fill up the whole thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break the kelp and I'm going to put in soul sand. And if everything's correct, it should just work. Now there might be a problem with it because I have another little trick that I'm going to use here, but I'll show you that once we get up to the top. If it doesn't work correctly, there could be a problem. But I'm going to put this soul sand in now and we'll see how it goes. Oh, yeah, I'm getting the effect. Alright, let's head up. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab the scaffolding, because that's what's going to do that little trick I'm talking about. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to hold backwards, and hopefully we'll just launch right up out of the hole. Ah, no, we didn't. Okay, this could be fun. Then again, it might not be that bad. Now, I think there's a way to do this. Maybe not. Actually, that might be better anyways. Yeah, that might work just as it is. I might just leave that. So, all things should be working now, so let's try it out. This is the downside. Oh. Oh, I should have known. You can't fall through scaffolding, so I'll have to break this one. Or you can't fall down through scaffolding if you shift. So here we go. Going down. Okay, that holds a little longer than I thought it would. But that does break the fall, and I am glad with that. That's what I was expecting. So going back up. Oh. Yeah, that's a little buggy on a server. I think normally you're supposed to just launch up on top of it, but that seems to be a little bit buggy. I might do something else with that. Now this thing, I've actually got another idea for that. Okay, so if you hold jump, it slows you down a little more, and that's enough to stop you. So that should work pretty good. Now what I've got to do with this is I've got to copy this sort of design up there. But I'm going to push it a little bit farther forward so it's easier to build the building outside, and so these ones don't connect right up. So one other thing real quick, because the scaffolding didn't work here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ladder right there, so that if I accidentally fall in the hole, I'm not going to actually fall down. I'll just keep going. Although that time I did fall. That's interesting. But yeah, in general, if you're moving and you hit a ladder, you go up. So that should fix any potential mistakes going down here. So now I should only go down if I want to. And then up as well, only if I want to. Although I might need to set up some sort of pressure plate with this to close the door behind me. Although I'm not sure if I can hook that up correctly, because this is actually the door open and this is it closed. I placed it from this angle, so it thinks that's closed right there and that's open. So if I put a pressure plate down, I'll test it real quick just to see. If I put a pressure plate down here, this should close the door essentially. Yeah, and then that opens it. So I'm gonna need to mess with that, figure out some sort of redstone thing for it. I'll probably just hook up a torch underneath this block or something. I'll figure something out. But now that this is done, I'm just going to copy it up top, and we're going to get to moving our farms and stuff around so that we can start working on that new building up top. For now, I will Just kind of glitch my way through that. There, that time it worked pretty good. So I think for this one, I think right about here should be good. Let me check the coordinates. That is x7 or x negative 718. Yeah, that should be good. That'll give me plenty of space to get in and out of those ones, and plenty of space up top, hopefully, to build that place. I was originally looking at, was it here, 715? So I'm going back 3 blocks. Alright, so I'll go up top and I'll start digging the holes down. And actually, an unforeseen benefit of these is that they really light up the area. I doubt they're gonna give off that much light after the water's in them, but right now, them things are bright. Alright, so I got the second water elevator and second drop tunnel in. So now, I can go all the way from my storage room, up, then up again, and I'm outside. That is so much nicer. The only thing I might wish I had was a tunnel going straight to my house over there, because right now that's where my bed is. But with that out of the way, now I need to get to tackling this mess. You can see I already cleared out this right in here. But this one's going to be a lot less fun. But I'll get it cleaned up, and then hopefully soon we will have a farm, hopefully a nicer farm than this even, in this area. And then over here we will have a much nicer, grander entrance than this. Although the plan for this thing was never to be grand. I even said that in the first video. The point for this thing was to be cramped. And I think I succeeded at that. So anyways, I'll get things situated and I'll start ripping all that out. Funny, I just build that drop tunnel and immediately go to use the staircase that I always use. I'm gonna need to relearn all of this. Alright, now I got everything I should need, I'll start ripping this out. So I am always hearing mobs right around here. This is not new to me. Like, right now you can probably hear them. It clearly sounds like there's a ton of zombies right in this area. Except as I've been lighting tunnels up in the area and different caves and structures underground, it gets worse. So I'm here tearing this thing out and I keep hearing these guys. And the The really interesting thing about this is that you can see there's my drop tunnel right here. This is the new lighting feature for the base. You can see it goes down in right there. So my base is right underneath here. So if there's an opening here, it has to be close. I need to figure this thing out. So I'm just going to dig down and see what I get. There we go. Surprised I didn't catch on fire. What is going on here? There's just a little underground like a little cavern right there. That's funny. Alright, well I guess I'll fill this thing in. I don't really see a need to light it up. Whereabouts is this thing? It's just like right here. Why is it there? If I break this block, it should just go straight through outside, right? Yeah. Where is that? Right there. It's just a cavern right there that's always been there. I have no idea why it decided to generate there. Sometimes the generation in this game just amazes me of what it decides to do. But yeah, I'll just fill this thing in and I'll get back to what I was doing. You know, of all the things I've had to tear down, I think this tree is the thing that I least want to tear down. At first I didn't take it down because you can just look at it. It's pretty ridiculous and I didn't want to try and go through that tree to get all the logs out of it. But as it sat here, and just this area had progressed into being that farmland, I grew to kind of like this tree. So I'm kind of upset that I'll need to tear it down. Maybe I'll leave it there for now and try to incorporate it into this somehow. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do that. I'll figure something out. That might stay. We'll see. I gotta go do some stuff anyways. So we'll see about this. But as you can see, I cleared out the farms. I got all of the fences out, all the fence gates. I cleared up this whole thing, whatever was going on there. So over time, this will all just turn to normal dirt and then grass, and you won't even be able to tell that it was ever a farm. Stuff like this might be a little telling because normal generation usually isn't this straight. And like over there too. And this corner, there's a bunch of stuff around here. I might terraform it a little bit. But I'm gonna go gather my thoughts and figure out the next part of this. And then we'll get back to it. Okay, so I've got some stuff together real quick, and I've been thinking about this, and I think I'm gonna change my plans. I was planning on building this big, sort of grand structure here, but I think what I'm gonna do instead is I think I'm gonna turn this into sort of like a small cave sort of thing, and the entrance to the mines is gonna be just sort of in the front of a cave. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do it, but I wanted to make it look a little more natural, so I could keep the tree here and sort of integrate it together. We're gonna see how this goes, but it looks like the sun's going down, and I'm gonna go run over to sleep real quick. Alright, so let's start on this thing. I still want it to be fairly grand, I think. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do it, but I want this thing to look pretty epic while keeping the tree here, keeping it kind of compact, and I want it to look very natural. So I'm just gonna start messing around with stuff, and we're gonna see where we go from there. I might actually just time-lapse this. Alright, so I've got the basic structure worked out now. I basically just went with a cave, really. I mean, it's kind of fitting that a cave would be the entrance to to some mines. But I've got more plans for this than just this cave itself. I'm gonna terraform the area out here. But as of right now, this is what we've got. I put some grass around to hopefully spread it a little faster. It's not spreading as fast as I'd like, but I got this little skylight in here. It's not going to make it very safe, but this was never going to be a very safe design. The torches aren't going to stay. I'm going to do something else in here. I wanted it to look a little bit natural, so I kind of dug out this hole a little bit. But that makes the entrance and exit to my place a whole lot easier now that it's right there. My portal's right over there, although I am going to be moving my portal fairly soon. So that's not going to be out on the beach anymore. You can see most of the grass regrew, and like I said, pretty soon you really won't be able to tell that there was a farm here. The tree, still there. I didn't touch it. It is exactly the same as it was, and I really like it right there. So that tree is going to stay there. This is a very, very basic entrance right now. I'm going to need to do a lot of work on this still. I do like the direction it's taking. It needs a lot of like a lot of gardening work done to the outside. I just need it to look more natural. Right now it's all very plain, it's very flat in the area. So I need to do a lot of work there. Then I gotta move my farms over here. So there's a lot of work to do still, and I was thinking about these skylights that I have going into the mines right now. I'm pretty sure I talked about these before. I've got one right here, and that goes to the inside of the mine. I'm going to be doing more of these, some more out that way, and more out this way. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it should be, but hopefully the next one is past this, because I don't want to dig through this whole thing. I think that's pretty obvious why. But I'm gonna do more of those, gotta do the farms, gotta do some terraforming over here, gotta build up this entrance more. A lot of stuff to do, but I'm gonna call the episode here today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your watching all the way to the end. And hopefully we'll get this thing worked out and I'll get some more stuff done to it. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.